Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 2. We come in here with the player ratings because we went ahead with the match reaction late in the night, and then here we come to bring you the player ratings here onto the United Matters channel. Good morning, Africa. Good morning, the world. This is Rock and David. You can as well call me already onto this channel. Smash the like button, comment, and share. If you're already watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. It's the 15th of January 2024, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are, and we bring you these player ratings. So we start with Andre Onana. For the first goal, I'm not gonna blame him, but for the second goal, I think that we're gonna need to do better to save the club of Man United, and he gets a 5.5 out of 10 for me. That is Andre Onana. The distribution was, I think, okay, but that's what he deserved, 5.5, because in games like this, it's all about how you defend, you know, because when you look at the previous games we've gone ahead to play in the Premier League, looks like our forwards are really scoring goals. From the game of Aston Villa, it was Garnacho and Rasmus Hojlund on target, with Rashford with an assist. Then the game of Nottingham Forest, Rashford was on target and Garnacho was responsible for that assist. Then after that game, we went ahead and played against Wigan. It was Bruno Fernandes and Dalot, you know, but Rasmus Hojlund had 3 chances to score and Marcus Rashford had an assist in that. And as we went to the game of Spurs, you really expected that our forwards would create something, and you saw to it that Rashford and Rasmus Hojlund connected well in those goals, and you knew that goals were going to come. Now it was all about how we are going to defend, and guess what? We defended poorly. We defended poorly on both goals, and that resulted into us conceding twice. So Andre Onana 5.5. I've seen him on plane after the game of Man United. He traveled late in the night and he landed in Ivory Coast, where he's gonna be playing for Cameroon tonight. And I think he took a private jet. That is it. The private jet from Manchester straight to Ivory Coast. It shows you how important Ten Hag needed him to be there for the game of Tottenham Hotspur. And I think those were the discussions held in between Eric Ten Hag and the side of Cameroon. So 5.5 for Andre Onana. Then we go to the right back, Diego Dalot. He had quite a very decent game, you know, swept one ball off the line. He really closed down that area, and he was not obviously beaten at any point. People have always gone ahead to say that he's not good defensively, and I ask, which eyeballs do you use to watch the game? This guy is solid, and let me show you how his game was by numbers as we took on the side of Tottenham Hotspur. And Statman Dev went ahead to obviously compile everything, and he went ahead to present it here to us. 100% tackle win rate. Have you heard? If you win tackles, then you are defending. 100% duels won. So he won 100% duels. 8 ball recoveries, most in the game. 6 out of 6 tackles won, most in the game. 5 clearances, most in the game. 2 out of 2 dribbles completed. 2 blocks, most in the game. 1 clearance off the line, and he was defensively outstanding. That is Diego Dalot for you. And you saw to it that he inverted in the midfield and made runs and put in crosses into the 18 box area of the opponent. One thing that is really lacking is that final ball sometimes, but I think he's gonna improve on it a little bit as a player for the club of Manchester United. That is Diego Dalot, and for me he gets a 6.5 out of 10 on the night, because he really helped United a lot, you know, offensively and defensively. We go to the left back, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You know, I'm gonna give him the same rating as Diego Dalot. He put in a lot of effort, by the way. That he won the duels and he really was solid in there, and he was not exposed at any single point. Having gone ahead to obviously get a yellow card around the 15th minute of the game, I anticipated that he might really make any other sluggish foul to see to it that it leads to his second booking and hence sending him off. But it never really happened that way. What happened was he closed down very well that side, and that is Aaron Wan-Bissaka for you, and I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. We go to the central defense. John Evans, he's gonna get a 6 from me. That is it. John Evans is gonna get a 6 from me because he struggled a little bit, and that's why Ten Hag took him off and brought on Lisandro Martinez. Rafael Varane, very, very solid. He takes a 6.5 out of 10 from me. he really played very well and gave us very, 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 very good cover up in that central defense. And you see why his experience is needed. You know, those headers, those clearances, his game reading, yeah, is really elite and epic. So Varane is really that kind of player that I would recommend to start Man United, provided he takes his pay cut. You know, I think in a situation where he's playing just 1 game per week, he can be really good for the club, and I don't really see him injured anytime from now. He's going to keep himself fit because we are going to be playing 1 game per week. So in that situation, he can obviously manage. But that sends us a message in the summer transfer window that we should get in another player who can obviously fit the boots of Varane, because he cannot play 2 games a week. But we need his experience, you know. So if at all you're going to be playing in the Champions League, you play him in the Champions League, and don't play him and don't play him, you know, and don't play him in the league. So you spare him for 7 days, meaning that we have to be sparing him for 7 days, and I think he'll keep himself fit. That is Rafael Varane for you and the club of Manchester United. So he gets a 6.5 out of 10 for me. We go to the midfield. Kobbie Mainoo. This guy is a talent that everyone has gonna hate to keep an eye on, and I saw him play. I think this is the first time I've seen him play 90 minutes. That is it. Amidst Casemiro being on the bench, the manager said Kobbie Mainoo should stay off. And by the time I saw Eriksson come off, you know, sorry, before Eriksson came off, I thought that Ten Hag was going to tamper with Kobbie Mainoo, but because Kobbie Mainoo went ahead to put in a very good performance, Ten Hag stuck with him and he played him 90 minutes. And that shows you the quality. And I think the reason as to why he played him 90 minutes is we are going to rest for some days. And I think we are returning into action on the 28th of January. So for the next 2 weeks, we are not going to be having any game. But I think news is going to be coming out, and transfer market is going to be really heating up on the side of Manchester United. So we go to Kobbie Mainoo and see exactly what is happening. 100% tackles won, 24 passes completed, 4 long passes, 2 out of 3 dribbles completed, 1 clearance, 1 interception. Looks like United is midfield at 18. So he's really putting a lot of effort, and to me he gets a 7 out of 10 because he was really outstanding into that game. We go to Eriksson. Guys, I like the quality of Eriksson, but in the modern game, you need a player who has the quality of Eriksson and has the energy. That's why I told you that when Casemiro returns, I see Kobbie Mainoo being played a lot alongside Casemiro. And I think Eriksson should be this kind of player who shouldn't be starting games. You bring him on to play for 30 minutes because for those 30 minutes, he can really put in all the effort. And he looked naked by the time he was taken off because he was obviously in front and he was in the vicinity of the ball and was in the right position to obviously win that possession. And guess what? You know, I think Richarlison from nowhere comes and goes past him. And then he got hold of his shoulder and it was a freak for the club of Man United. And I think that's when Erik ten Hag realized that he needs to take this guy off, and he brought on Scott McTominay. Though for me, I thought the right substitute would have been Casemiro, but he never brought him on. So Eriksson, he takes a 6 out of 10 for me, but I think he should be this kind of player whose minutes should be really be limited. Get him minutes like 30, you know, because that's what he deserves to play, you know. Unless otherwise you're playing teams like the ones that are going to play in the FA Cup, then you can obviously give him what he wants, you know. But teams like Tottenham Hotspur, they really had a lot of intensity and work rate into that midfield. So I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. Then I go to Bruno Fernandes. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think yesterday Bruno tried to behave, you know. His positional sense was really great, the way he was really finding passes. And I think the best of our team is yet to be shown after this break. You know, this 2 weeks break is really going to help us really rejuvenate. And I think Bruno Fernandes deserves a 7 out of 10 for me. No, give him a 6.5 out of 10. That is Bruno Fernandes. We go to Alejandro Garnacho. Alejandro Garnacho had the following on the field of play as stated by Statman Dave, and I said before I obviously give him the rating, you should know what exactly Garnacho had to do on the day. Alejandro Garnacho completed more dribbles for against Spurs than any other player on the pitch. Should have had an assist. That is it. He should have gone ahead to have an assist, but I think Marcus Rashford really missed out onto that chance. But we, as fans of Man United, see a lot of potential in Garnacho, and I think he offers this club a lot every time he's playing onto the right. That is it. So you remember that ball he obviously went ahead, obviously go in. It was a pinch or an inch perfect cross for Scott McTominay into the mixer unmarked, and he headed it over the bar. It would have been one of those moments that would have gone ahead to win United that game. So for me, Garnacho, he gets a 7 out of 10. That is what I'm going to give Garnacho. We go to Marcus Rashford. Guys, Rashford, for me, I know he needed these moments. These are moments that Marcus Rashford really needed, and he needed himself to be on target and lively. And I think he got it right yesterday, but he really got himself onto the ball, and he ran towards the byline a lot. I think sometimes he shouldn't be predictable, because every time you run to the byline, you are obviously buying time and making it easy for the defender to close you down. So it should be an immediate cross in and sometimes chop inside. So he had a good game. Scoring a goal and being involved in the first one is really very important for Marcus Rashford. And these were his games by numbers: 41 touches, 3 shots, 2 crosses, 2 dribbles completed, 1 post hit, 1 goal. And in 2024 looks like he's gonna be a man on fire. And the beauty of Marcus Rashford is he now has 4 Premier League goals. That is it. 4 Premier League goals. And in the previous games we've gone ahead to play, I think 4 games, he has had himself an assist or a goal. In the game of Aston Villa, he had himself an assist. In the game of Nottingham Forest, he scored. In the game of Wigan, he got himself an assist. And in the game of Spurs, he was on target, and he scored that goal for the club of Man United, meaning that in the last 4 games, he's having 4 goal contributions. That is good, and I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10. Marcus Rashford, amidst him being selfish and all what he went ahead to do, I'm giving him a 7.5 out of 10. And I think this holiday, all break, comes in at the perfect time as he gets back to his shape, you know, because we know exactly what he brings up on the field of play. Then we go to Rasmus Hojlund, scoring a goal and really giving Rashford an assist. That is really great. Now he has 2 goals in 2 consecutive Premier League games and an assist. So this is what I told you, that I think this lad will score goals, and when he starts, he won't stop. I predicted that he's going to score 20 goals. Now he missed out on 3 sitters, all he missed out on a hat-trick of chances when you're playing against Wigan. When we bring him on in the game of FA Cup, I think he needs to get into goals. Remember, he has 5 in the Champions League. Now he has gone ahead to add 2. Now he has 7, 13 to go. So in the remaining games, I know Rasmus Hojlund is going to score 13 goals. He's going to hit double figures. I know people might not see it coming, but when you look at the chemistry and how everything is formulating up in the front 3, you know, everyone knows each other's run. When you look at the first goal, it was like Rashford was aiming at backheeling that ball in the vicinity of Rasmus Hojlund, but Rashford was aided by the defender, I think it was Christian Romero, and it went in the vicinity of Rasmus Hojlund. Hojlund took a first touch, second touch, and hit that ball into the back of the net. I've seen someone joke that if I told the goalkeeper Vicario of Spurs tried to stop it, his hand would have gone ahead to break. That is banter coming in through from the fans of Man United. So he's building up chemistry with Garnacho and Marcus Rashford, and that's what you'll ever want from a side of your front 3. So with that happening, I anticipate very many goals coming in from this lad. Goals are coming in through, and this was his game by numbers. I predicted 20 goals even before we signed him. I told you that this guy is gonna score 20 goals, you know. Now 100% chance conversion, that is it, because you got 1 chance and really killed it off. 100% dribbles completed. You saw those dribbles he really had on the ball. 100% long pass completed. 85% passing accuracy. 1 shot, 1 assist, and 1 goal. What a way for Rasmus Hojlund to announce himself as a number 9 for the club of Man United. And trust me, if you're having players like Rasmus Hojlund, Garnacho, Amad Diallo, Anthony, all you need is for them to obviously get onto that run, because their hunger is really huge. They've not won anything bigger, the club of Man United. The Carabao Cup, FA Cup, for me, I don't really count them as something major. For me, the major titles are the Premier League and the Champions League, and that's what we should go for. With these bloods in, you anticipate that a lot is going to come in through, and I'm giving him an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 for this guy. Then we go to the substitutes. Ten Hag brought on Lisandro Martinez, and I'm giving Lisandro Martinez a 7 out of 10. You saw the reason as to why I went ahead to miss him. The composure he gives the club of Man United in that central defense is really out of this world, and you really understand that he is really a special player. Technically gifted, the way he builds up, and he invites pressure, because he's really press resistant. You saw him with Andre Onana, and that connection really helps us a lot, and he inverts very well to the midfield. So he has those line-breaking passes because he rarely puts his foot wrong on the ball, and I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. Scott McTominay, 6. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. To me, I think Scott McTominay was the worst player in the field of play. What do you remember him doing positive? The only thing would have gone ahead to do to the club of Man United was him to obviously convert that chance into a goal, but he didn't convert it into a goal. So there is no reason as to why I come in and obviously tell him that he was really great. 5 out of 10 for me. Anthony, 5.5 out of 10 for me. That is it. So guys, thank you very much for watching through Erik ten Hag. I'm getting him a 6 out of 10 for me. I think it was average. I think Casemiro had to play a part in this game. I don't know why, but I think it looks like he said, I shouldn't lose Casemiro in a game like this because it's really of high intensity and he might really get injured. So let me add more 2 weeks onto his training sessions, and I think we are going to be having at least what we call a behind door game, to get the people like Casemiro in fitness. So my man of the match is Rasmus Hojlund. So guys, tell me what your thoughts are. Who is your man of the match? And we are going to return very soon. 28th is the date as United returns into action. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum. We out.